When you think of game development, what comes to mind? Probably programmers writing code, or maybe artists creating stunning environments, or composers scoring epic soundtracks. But there's one role that almost always gets overlooked, and without them, your favourite games wouldn't even exist in a playable state. And I'm talking about the game designer. So, what exactly does a game designer do? Contrary to popular belief, a game designer isn't just the person with an idea. Anyone can say, I want to make an open world RPG with dragons and crafting. Ideas are cheap, and game designers are responsible for turning vague concepts into actual systems that work, interact, and feel fun. They create the rules, the balance, and the mechanics, defining the progression, and they figure out how every part of the game just fits together. They're the architects of experience, shaping how the player feels from moment to moment. If programmers build the engine and artists paint the world, game designers decide the game that lives inside of it. Now, here's where a lot of the confusion happens. You've probably met someone who says, I have the best idea ever for a game, and I just need someone to make it. Now, that's not game design. A game design document that's 100 pages long doesn't make you a designer either, because design isn't about the idea, it's about the execution. It's about prototyping, testing, refining, and most importantly, cutting things that don't work, even if you love them. An idea guy might dream up endless features, but a real game designer makes hard decisions about the scope, balance, and the player experience. Being a good game designer is exceptionally hard. You're constantly juggling conflicting priorities, what's fun versus what's feasible, and what the player wants versus what the project can actually deliver. You need empathy to understand the player's perspective, analytical skills to balance numbers, and creativity to invent mechanics that no one has seen before. And even then, you'll get it wrong. A lot. Game design is iteration. Fail, test, learn, repeat. Unlike programming where there's something that either works or doesn't, game design lives in this messy grey area of human psychology. What's fun for one person is frustrating for another, which means designers are in a constant battle against unpredictability. They're trying to craft an experience that feels intuitive, rewarding, and engaging. So, why is game design the most underrated role in game development? Because when it's done right, it's invisible. Nobody praises the level designer for making sure you never get lost, or the systems designer who balances the economy so the grind feels satisfying instead of exhausting. We only notice design when it's bad. When it's good, it just feels natural. But every jump in Mario, every weapon in Halo, and every card in Slay the Spire was carefully, painstakingly designed by someone who thought about how it would feel in your hands, how it would change the flow of play, and how it would shape your overall experience. Game designers are the glue that holds everything together. Without them, a game is just art assets and code with no soul. They're the ones asking the hardest questions. Is it fun? Does this mechanic serve the experience? And what will the player feel? And yet they rarely get the spotlight. So the next time you play a game that just clicks, remember, it's not just the idea that made it great, it's the design.